Who amongst us doesn't love soup?
Very intrigued, and oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
In the summertime, the soups of choice are light and clear, and they're sometimes even served cold, as in the case with gazpacho. But when the temperature starts to cool down, we all crave soups that are hot, thick, and ever so hearty. This begs the question, how do you get your soups to thicken up nicely while still retaining their essential, soupiness? Sure, you can always add a bit of cream or a little dollop of yogurt, though don't add too much or the soup might curdle. Coconut milk makes for quite the satisfying dairy-free option. In fact, a quarter cup of coconut milk will allow your soup to thicken, and all without any overpowering coconut flavor. Other typical soup thickeners include flour and cornstarch, but with these choices, it's important to dip out a spoonful of soup into a cup and whisk your thickener into a smooth paste. If you just dump a dry thickener into the entire pot, you very well could end up with a lumpy mess. But one of the best ways to thicken up your soup involves vegetables. If the soup is vegetable-based, you can simply strain out some of the veggies, puree them, and add them back into the pot. And even if it's not a vegetable soup, you can always thicken it up using potatoes. In fact, a contributor to the cooking website All Recipes recently shared their favorite soup thickening tip. This former restaurant cook revealed that he often added leftover mashed potatoes to any soup that was looking a little bit on the thin side. And since pre-cooked mashed potatoes might not be a staple in everyone's home kitchen, he recommends frozen hash browns as the best possible soup thickener. We bet you never thought of using that to thicken your soup. As the hash browns are getting warmed up in the soup, they'll start to break down into a tasty, non-clumpy starch, one that will quickly thicken up soups, chowder, and even stew and chili. As an added bonus, hash browns will give the soup a heartier flavor too. Although this clever hash brown hack will work best in your slow cooker, you can also use it for stovetop soups. Just make sure to cook them slow, low, and long, since it takes some time for those hash browns to dissolve. However you prefer cooking it, you won't find an easier way to thicken your soup than with frozen hash browns. Best of all, it's muss-free and totally fuss-free. But let's say you have no potatoes on hand at all. You can try this trick from our friends in the Mediterranean. Simply thicken your soup using breadcrumbs. This adds both texture and bulk to your soup. What's more, using breadcrumbs to thicken your soup is highly cost-effective. It allows you to use stale bread you might otherwise have thrown out, and it stretches a meager bowl of soup into a hearty meal or two. In fact, if you're feeling lazy and don't even want to bother crumbling up your bread, simply toss some big old chunks into the soup pot and just let the cooking process break them down. Another soup thickener that you may not have heard of is called beurre manière, which is French for kneaded butter. To prepare this, you'll need butter and flour, equal parts of each. As for the kneading, simply mix these two ingredients together with a fork or with your fingers. Once they've combined into a smooth paste, roll the mixture into small balls, about a teaspoon's worth for each. And then whisk one ball at a time into your soup and cook for at least a minute. By that point, the butter will melt and the soup will thicken. And if it's not quite thick enough, simply add in another beurre ball. And voila! According to Saveur, using a beurre manière will add a sleek luster to your soup. Makes sense to us. After all, doesn't butter make everything look and taste a little better? Without further ado, let's eat.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3!
What?
No soup for you!
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.